Everything exists to serve you. You can get the intel or you can just get insulted. Your choice. I was facing this choice the other day. I thought, who? Me. Get insulted? More ego games. Of course I get insulted. The ego is a trickster. When you catch it, it lies to you. It's sneaky, it's slippery, and it's dodgy. But then you have to call it on its BS, otherwise suffer a throat chakra that gets blocked. The throat chakra deals with truth and is blocked by lies. More often than not, this has to do with the truth about yourself, not about the fact that the French fry truck drives you nuts whenever it stops in front of your house. That's easy enough to admit. Visions of French fries you've had throughout your life come back to you, and the fact that this truck is my favorite vendor in town doesn't help. I acknowledge the truth about French fries and stay the course, and I can probably do it because there's no part of myself I'm trying to hide from here. It's the truth that you really, really don't like parts of yourself. Maybe you're fat. Maybe your 70s eyebrows, those non-existent wisps that passed for stylish along with oversized belt buckles and the Bay City rollers. The ones that refuse to grow back. Then there's the parts of your personality people are bringing out in you, showing to you through your reactions, and you think, God, did I just think that? Did I just say that? Those parts of yourself. The parts that need further growth and transmutation. You'd rather feel insulted by the person whose behavior brought it out of you than face the fact that there are parts of yourself you don't like, that don't suit the ideal that your ego is trying to tell you you are. Lie to yourself and suffer further chakra blockage. Your choice. How honest do you have to be? Really, really honest. How do you find the truth in whatever is going on? You stop being insulted, stop blaming others for your reactions. Some truths in my life. My super thinks I'm fat. I am overweight. I've also lost nearly 30 pounds since last August, thank you, low carb diet. Nobody likes having people around them who think so little of them, or maybe in this case too much of them, but people reflect reality back to you. If you can't come to terms with your weight problem, then what in fact is being shown to you is how you lie to yourself so you don't have to deal with it. Why do I get insulted when other people insinuate I'm fat when in fact it's true? Why be insulted? It's true. Nobody likes having negative people around them who point out their flaws, but would I rather have a bunch of nice people around me who treat me like some ideal version of myself that I'm not? I find people like that tend to be butt kissers, and I'm not keen on that either. Would we be able to stand someone who is really real with us? Like we always insist we want them to be? It's worth looking at that. Suffice it to say, I'm not keen on either extreme, but what I have around me is probably what I need because I attracted it. That's the point of this video. Everything is there to serve you. It's showing you something. I don't mean lying back on a chaise by the sun-drenched swimming pool with waiters hovering nearby with pina coladas, not that kind of service. The service I'm talking about is the thing so many of you ask me all the time: how to move forward in life, how to meet your guides, how to become telepathic. It's simple. Look what life is telling you and meet it head on rather than dodging the truth of what's being reflected back to you. Be on the level with yourself always. Then you open your chakras enough to see the truth of the entirety of reality, that ETS exist and they're trying to converse to you. Get your ego out of the way. All that sucker does is create pain and lie to you. Today is Mother's Day. All I thought about was, oh yeah, my mother has already passed on. Thanks for the car, Ma. It drives great. I was just reminded right now that I still have another mother, my vegan mother, and for that matter, I'm a mother myself, to Ivo's 2 children, Iana and Enoch. On top of that, this earthly body is sterile, and I was never capable of having children here on Earth. But I'm still a mother. To 2 people from another planet, who are older than I am. Mother's Day is reminding me today that I still think like a physical earthling. I tend to relate one way or the other, depending on where I've made the most progress. My convoluted life. What is this telling me? As much as I want it to, I guess. I don't think there's a blockage around this, and frankly, that's still where I'm at, releasing blockages that keep me from embracing my true reality. The other night, trouble hit paradise again when the cops were called out because of an argument between drunken neighbors. Oh joy. My head is screaming to me, you deserve better than this. This is such bullshit. Why are you even here? One reason is that I believe that most of society is like this. Many people are addicted, and frankly it has a lot to do with why people are believing in this nonsense, because the normal method of relating to one's emotions and drawing conclusions through one's thinking process has been tampered with, en masse. Many people are escaping the matrix through the use of addictive substances and behaviors. The irony of this of course is that it only further enmeshes them in the matrix, because who do you think wants to see you addicted to expensive substances? The light? I doubt it. Again, this also goes back to the fact that the matrix was foisted upon us so that we could be used as an energetic source for parasitic beings who are not on the soul matrix. What is this telling me? I deserve better than this, yes I do. But I'm still learning. There's still something to learn from being here. Ivo, my love, yes you are learning. And that lesson is in an upcoming video on acceptance. When you accept your circumstances, you can move beyond them. This all has to do with creating your abundance as well, because you are currently attracting less than you feel is your due because you are mired in it. When you release it with love and do not fear the fact that the neighbors on the corner have a son who is currently in jail, you will attract what is truly due to you based on your next level of energy. You understand that living where you are is bringing you down energetically. So the key to this is not to allow it to me, yes, and that has to do with mastery of one's circumstances. Like Nelson Mandela, who was beaten in prison for so many years, probably starved and had little human company, yet he came out of prison a master because he had inner connection. Ivo, yes. When you remain focused upon your present circumstances, then you remain focused on your present circumstances. You must always remain ahead of yourself, creating that which you wish to manifest next. It is as if you have created a painting, a piece of artwork, and remain with your eyes glued to that artwork. Eventually, you must move on to create another piece of artwork, but you cannot do so with your eyes fastened to the reality of the piece you have just painted. How many of you have created something, an article, a painting, a song, and looked back upon it wondering why you did so? This is because you have gone beyond where you were psychologically, emotionally, physically, and more, to create a new piece of work. Me, yeah. We used to look at my father's paintings, and when the colors were dark and foreboding, we knew what was going on with him. Ivo, yes. But other times he created brilliant snowscapes, Dutch landscapes and more. His work was incredible. Me, yes, he was good. But we're going off topic. Ivo, think of yourselves as artists. Put on the appropriate smock if you wish, in your mind, and ask yourselves what you wish to see on your canvas today. What would you create? Is it the same canvas as you would have painted a year ago, or 2 months ago? If they are different, then how so? How have you changed? Sheran is being shown something by living in her circumstances. She is being shown how the Matrix, and for that matter the Draconians, think of human females. They wish you to see yourselves as victims, under threat of rape, murder, abuse, robbery, all of these things, always afraid. Sheran sees her neighbor, who can deadlift 400 pounds, as being the type of person who can protect his family under even unusual circumstances, but she does not see herself as being able to. Me, oh yeah, he showed me a picture of a ghost in his basement and it went up the stairs too. Ivo, then he came to you. Me, yes. I'm the one he comes to for otherworldly information. LOL. Ivo, but what you are forgetting is that your mind creates your reality. And lessons come to you as you require them. When you change your mind before the catastrophe happens, then the catastrophe is not necessary. Fear driving and you will most likely attract an accident. Enjoy driving and things will go better for you. Fear your neighbors and they will make a nuisance of themselves. This time, you are, in fact, involved in a lesson for your neighbor to learn, not yourself. It does not involve you. At the moment, all is calm with your neighbors. This is another point, do not involve yourselves in others' lessons. If it is their lesson to learn, stand back and allow them to learn it. Give your support, but do not take on their fear. Your neighbor, despite his size, has many fears and they are being shown to him. They are not your fears unless you wish them to be so. Any female upon earth can defend herself. You were shown, my love, of the electricity coming out of your hands. You heal your cat regularly of his bouts of feline herpes. I told you that when the men in black visited you a few years ago, you fell back to sleep immediately and killed them off in the astral plane. Yes, I know you do not like killing, but they had ill intent towards you and for our collective mission, so you stopped them. It still amazes me that men were looking in my window with a flashlight and I just went to sleep right away. Instead of being afraid and screaming or calling the police. Ivo, yes. You do not fear when push comes to shove. You have threatened your ex-brother-in-law with a butcher's knife to defend your sister, you have killed men in black, you have heard hissing beside you at 4 in the morning and called Archangel Michael without even looking up, and there is no reason for you to believe the draconian way of being for the earthling female. You are not fearful, my love. They only have you convinced that you are because of your childhood. You learned to fear aggressive men. And so, they have surrounded you with them in order to keep you in fear. Release this fear and you will release the attraction for these men. Men cannot hurt you. You are Athena incarnate, one of the most powerful women Earth has ever known. All women must learn this. Your own fears attract the lessons you need to overcome these fears. That is what is there, serving you. That is why you are challenged, because you are to use these lessons to empower you. The universe is kind, benevolent. In the lower dimensions, especially where the negative polarity is allowed, the impetus is there for growth and eventual alignment back towards this benevolent universe. It is your choice, continue to suffer from your fears or overcome them to experience greater empowerment. Thank you Ivo. Ivo, thank you, my love.